How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Fast Hands Gaming. I'm your boy Fast, and welcome back to Clash of Beasts. Yep, this is the second day of me posting videos, trying to help out all of you new players. Today, we're going to be going over all of the buildings and base builds and all the towers. And I'm going to give you guys kind of the general consensus with me and my team, and just what we have found, obviously, to be the better towers to run in this game. I am going to go ahead and apologize for all the pop-ups that I'm going to probably have. There is no way to turn off the active invites myself in-game. Obviously, my team has to turn those off. But yeah, anyway, like that. We're going to go ahead and get started. So right off the bat, we're going to talk about the Architect's Study. So what this is what needs to be leveled up to increase your levels of all your other towers. As you can see, mine is level 15. You do definitely want this to be a main building that you are leveling up. However, I definitely wouldn't be leveling it up outside of Building Boom, which is going to be an event, and I will eventually get into that on a different video. The next tower or building that we have is obviously going to be your storage. This is going to be a very important thing, again, to have. You're going to hit some levels on towers that you just can't do anything with because your storage isn't high enough. And to obviously upgrade your storage, as you can see here, I have to be 96 to get the next level. And I'm at 91. So obviously it does require quite a few levels. So keep that in mind when you are leveling. The next tower is going to be obviously your gold and your essence towers. These have low cost and high building rates. So obviously, again, these are not going to be towers that or anything you want to be building during fort, because during fort you want high cost, low time, obviously. So those are both of those. Obviously, the gold is meant for upgrading buildings and clan research and whatnot, and the essence is obviously going to be for buildings as well and a few other items. I'll get into that into a later video. And then next we have obviously your bread and butter is going to be your bestiary and your soul forge. These are very important in the game. This is how you get to the bestiaries. This is what you're going to be really wanting to focus on. I highly recommend that you, after building the building event, you always have these, unless you want to spend the timers. I would be having these go in between each fort. That way you know that they're going, and then you don't have to worry about wasting timers, because they do take a long time. They can take up to, last time I checked was 28 days. So definitely keep that in mind, but obviously this is where you're going to go. The Soul Forge, if you obviously go ahead and here enter, you can see all the different beasts, and this is where you're going to line up different ones to get different eggs, as you can see. And then it shows the current season, all of your beasts that you currently have, your collection that you have already obtained, and then obviously what is currently on your roster, where you can look at all the different beasts that you have. Now, I would like to go ahead and make sure people understand this, that if you do the same thing with the bestiary, it's going to show you your collection. So it's kind of a mix and match. It doesn't really matter which one you want to go into. It'll just, both of them kind of loop into each other. So with those covered, and then obviously we have the trading post, which is where you're going to log in and collect your daily rewards every day, which tends to be really good, because at the very end of the month, guess what you get? You get the prized prismatic shards, and these are super good for forge events. And let's see. And then next we have the workshop. So what the workshop does is if you enter into here, as you can see, this is where you can go and buy timers. You can buy your beast boosts, which is going to be your HP or your attack boosts. You can healing elixirs. Now what this has is it does have a few different upgrade levels. As you can see, mine's level 5. So and that is the max level. But eventually, once you unlock everything, you can go in and you can get the 3-hour speed boost. This is really the big thing that you're going to be wanting to put time and effort onto, at least in my opinion. When you first start out, I guess you can go for the 15-minute timers, but definitely is what you want to always be having is the timers going. And then just a quick side note, if you are looking to spend diamond or your rubies, this is definitely on something that you're going to want to unlock all of this stuff for. But next is going to be your research. So this is what happens. This is where you go once you are done breeding. So what this uses is these little soul dust, and you get these soul dust from the breeding event. So basically, Soul Event or Soul Forge works with your research. There is no set reason or rhyme for you to go, pick and choose. It's really what you want to do. Obviously, you can see the management tree is the tree I have yet to... I've worked on it, but not all the way done compared to obviously having the beast all the way done. And then obviously finishing up my defense. So it really comes down to what you want to pick and choose. Each section has a specialization, so that means that something you want to specialize in. Obviously, you can see here, I wanted to specialize in the 10% razor damage, and then so each of these sections that if you wanted to switch will give you a different specialization. As you can see, it's off, and then you'll know what it is because it'll have that little question mark. So that's going to be the research, and now we can go ahead and get into really the bread and butter of this game, of your bases. So first off, we're going to go ahead and into your defenses. There's really not going to be a whole lot of towers that you're going to want to be building. First and foremost is going to be the barrel tower. So if you look at it currently, the stats, the attack power is 9,000 damage, a second is 81, and the health is 249. These actually do quite a bit of damage. It has the power. They also has the power to debuff your beasts with a poison. Obviously, since the poison barrel tower, which does take a massive heap of damage, or it can also silence debuff, making beasts unable to use certain skills, especially healing skills. So definitely going to be one of the main towers you want to be focusing on. Next is going to be really probably the bane of most people's existence is the Razor Tower. This thing at high levels can one-shot you with a super, because each tower, if when defended or undefended, I guess it's easier to give them a boost when you're defending. Now, you might be looking at its attack power, and it looks less. However, it's super, and when obviously if you've upgraded the research and whatnot, again, these things can very easily one-shot your beast with a mega shot. As you can see, it inflicts greater damage to a beast. These two towers should be on every part of your base. These are the two biggest damaging towers in the game, so you definitely want to be focusing on those. Now I'm going to go ahead and come over here real quick, and we're just going to store, because I want to show you guys all the different towers that you can have access to. So obviously you have your Razor Tower, and then your Barrel Tower. I'm not going to talk about the God Towers quite yet, but I do want to go ahead and talk about is the Taunt Tower. These are absolute trash. Don't build these. These do nothing so far in the game. They have had no significant increase to make them worthwhile. It does direct damage done to it, but as of the last time that we checked, which is obviously every time we log into the game, nothing. It just doesn't do enough damage. It doesn't do enough. Most beasts can one-shot these towers, and so they're not really needed. Again, this is going to be just one of those towers I would definitely skip on. The next tower is going to be the Leech Tower, and I see it. And what's sad is I see a lot of people building these Leech and Taunt Towers. These are not towers to build. It's supposed to heal nearby towers, but it has low HP, no damage, and heals for nothing. They are another useless tower, so again, don't build these. Next is going to be the stun tower. These are great. These are super good, especially when combined with razor and barrel towers. Obviously, the mega shots prevents the beast from attacking for a short period of time, which is a really big thing. Obviously, if you can't attack and you're taking damage, well, guess what? You're probably gonna die. Definitely really good. It can die pretty quick, but again, the whole point of the stun tower is just to get that stun off so that your barrel and razor towers can finish off the beast. Definitely a tower that should be, again, all over the base. Then we can go ahead and we can get into... we'll go ahead and get into these late game towers. This is the Void Cannon. I know the description says it's a high-powered, massive caliber destroying beast weapon. It doesn't do a whole lot of real damage at low levels. I can show you my current one that I have, which is obviously 23. But if you were to look at my towers, they're 29. And you can't upgrade this to 96. So the Void Tower and Cannon are going to take a lot longer in the long term. So until they're at higher level, I definitely would just build on them once you get them and then level them up. But again, what these are, the point of these is that, at least with the Void Cannon, first off, it provides a buff to nearby towers when it dies. So obviously, if you have this by, as you can see right here, I've got it by 2 razor towers. When it's destroyed, because it can be destroyed pretty easily, it's going to get a buff to those 2 razor towers, which is then going to make them hit even harder on top of them possibly having a mega super shot. So again, it's one of these support towers that, like the stun tower, that are good later on in the game. They're just going to help deal more damage. And that's really what you want. The other tower, and mind you, these do low damage. The other tower, which I do not currently have up, is going to be the Void Inferno Tower. Also weak damage, low HP. It does a little bit of damage when it dies, because it kind of does an area of effect. So if your beast is low on health, and then you kill this thing, there's a good chance, and I mean like low on health, like 10-15%, this thing will kill you. Again, it's a good tower to have next to or in front of or in back of razor towers. So obviously, I'd say obviously you want it in front, because obviously, just like with the cannon, you want that extra damage. The next thing we're going to get into, I guess the last part, is going to be the god towers. So let's go ahead and get into Gaia. So how Gaia works, which is going to be green, it slows down mana, the skills, regeneration, attack speed, movement speed, and stamina regeneration. So what this is going to really hurt is going to be rogues and berserkers. So definitely a really strong tower. Obviously, you want to slow down creatures. You want to make it so that they are attacking slower, they move it slower, they're not getting their regeneration. So obviously this couple used with other towers is going to be a good combo. Then we also have the Theros, which is going to be the blue tower. It increases spell cost by 1 and doubles skill costs if it gets shot with a super mega shot. And the the debuff is applied skills giving mana, and it will take the mana away. So if you have something, let me show you real quick in my roster, because I do have one. So we'll go right here. As you can see, mana, it says it increases its mana. So if this beast was hit with a Theros tower, what's going to happen is it's not going to get that mana regeneration. Obviously, increasing a beast skills is going to be really detrimental. Again, because some beasts, at least the final, like the finishers, they call them, can be 3 mana. So And even a 1 mana goes to 2 mana, 2 mana goes to 3 mana, as you can see, so on and so forth. Getting hit with one of these is going to make it harder for you to use your skills. And no beast in this game can really go through a base without using any skills, at least for beginner players. Next, we're going to have the Vorum Tower. What it is reflects damage when it done to a tower, and reflects damage to all towers if the debuff is applied. So it just does an extra damage. And then we have Slurn, which is going to be the purple tower. It blinds your beasts, basically, making them miss attacks and skills, and does less damage to towers. It's probably really good against, in my opinion, would say the Berserkers, because they've got that laser. I don't feel like they affect tanks that bad. I mean, at least to me, personally. But yeah, that's pretty much Slurn. It just makes your beast miss. As you can see over here, I have it right here in the middle, just the one island. Mainly because I've got these two longer islands, and once it hits right here, it should slow down the beast and give it, or make them miss more and take some more damage. And then the final tower that we have is going to be, and I don't have one up either at the moment, it's going to be the Hala. Lowers your beast's HP. If you get hit with a Mega Shot, the debuff is applied, and it drains your beast's HP slowly until it runs out. And so another good tower. So really all the god towers are relatively really good. So it really comes down to how you want to build your base. Now we're going to get into what I have learned and what I have found to be the best, and how I personally have. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, the spirit towers. You can go in here and you can hire other people's beasts that they currently have, depending on the level of your spirit tower. And by doing so, these will add extra damage when you're being attacked. And also keep in mind that they work better if you pick, obviously, the color. So I have blue and green. So obviously I'd come in here and I'm going to want to hire a blue or green creature because it does add more damage. The other thing to keep in mind is after testing all the different beast types, sorcerers do seem to do a bit extra damage. Mind you, the damage is still pretty minimal. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what you guys really want to know. What's the best way to build your base? So as you can see right here, how I decided to go with my base was a lot of making your base cost more, a lot of damage, and I mean a lot of doing as much damage as possible, slowing down your beasts, and reflecting damage. And what you want to do, obviously, on your two longer ones is try to get a good combo going. So obviously, I've got Gaia with Theros, so that means when they hit Gaia in this range, they're going to get slowed down. So obviously, I got the Void Tower, so what's going to happen is they come in here, they're going to have to either deal with, obviously, the Gaia Tower or the Void Cannon, which means that they're going to take damage either way. Because guess what I've got right behind it? 2 Razor Towers, which are going to be doing a lot of damage. You're going slow already. They pop this, you're going to take even more damage. And then behind this, I make it so that your beast skills cost more. So now, if you even make it through this part, now your skills are going to cost more. You've got another 2 Razor Towers, more damage to deal with, and you're probably not going to have any skills left after going through that. So obviously green and blue is a really good way to approach an island. And then obviously I always try to have, for the most part, 1 Razor Tower minimum on each island. Again, you want that damage. You want to be hitting hard. And then as you can see over here, I got Razor and a barrel with stun. So again, I want you to miss, and then I want you to take as much damage as possible. Obviously, because once you come into this loop, I want you to get slowed down, and I want your mana all your skills to be eaten up. And then just before that, you obviously up here again. I want all that damage. I want all your skills when you make this turn to cost more, because coming through this, if you get hit with the mega shot, you're going to then have to hit here. And as you can see, I've got another stun tower, which is again going to potentially make you not be able to attack. You can't use the skills probably still because your mana is going to be drained, and then you're taking more damage. And then over here, you're going to get stunned again. So basically, my whole premise on this bases is do as much damage as you possibly can, slow down people's beasts, make them their skills cost more, stun them as much as possible, and by doing so, you should, in theory, be able to stop most beasts. Keep in mind, the biggest thing people need to understand is your base will not really come together or matter until you're in your mid-80s. Most people are going to be destroying you up to then, but for the most part, when you're, I guess now that it is global, you do have a good chance at defending some weaker players, but keep in mind the seasoned beasts tend to be really strong. Other than that, setup-wise, you can really go with whatever you want. There is no beast in this game that I am willing to talk about at the moment that can just fly through any base whatsoever. You are more than welcome to, if you're getting beaten by a certain beast a lot, you're welcome to try to, make it so that that type of beast can't beat you. But keep in mind, again, now with seasoned beasts and people having 3 creatures and then that potential having 2 backers, you're potentially looking at 5 creatures hitting your base at one time. So the odds of you winning are always going to be low, at least at low levels. I really hope that this helps a lot of you new players. If you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Obviously, if you're on my team or in Discord, let me know, ask questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. It really does help me. I want to get these videos out to as many people. I'm not trying to hide secrets from other players. I really want to help the community know how to play the game, especially with so many new players. Anyway, I hope you all have a great night. I'll catch you next time.